Hey everyone, I'm Fernanda, or you can just call me Chimmy. Some of you guys may not know this, but I actually started this channel by posting animatics, mainly One Piece ones, which is what really started growing my channel. However, after a while, I started having less fun doing them and wanted to focus on more OC and art commentary content, which is what most people know me for now. I've been enjoying it way more, but lately a part of me has missed doing animatics, and so I thought why not try making an animatic that will also share some out of the norm prequel stuff. And could I have just posted the animatic without a video showing the process? Yes, but I also wanted to see if I've improved with my animatic skills. Plus, I really wanted to use this as an excuse to dump a bit of lore on you guys. For starters, the song I'll be using is Popular from Wicked, which will mainly be about my two OCs, Daphne and Melanie. To give a short summary about these two, Daphne's the most popular girl in school who ends up dying and becoming a ghost who has to figure out how to move on from this life. Melanie, along with other characters, try to help her achieve this goal. This animatic would take place before the main story begins though, back when Daphne gave Melanie a whole new makeover in order to help her fit in more. I've had this idea for a while now, since the first Wicked movie came out, so I'm really happy to finally get it done. But since it had been a while since I last made a proper animatic, I was a bit rusty and needed some help, which thankfully I was able to get thanks to today's sponsor, Milano. You guys already know how much I love Milano, and it's because it's genuinely such a useful tool. It's an online canvas where you can organize and brainstorm for any creative project you may have. They have a lot of amazing features which you can use to create mood boards, to-do lists, and so much more. You can draw on your boards, insert pictures, and even create mood boards within each other called subboards. One of my favorite things offered by Milano is their feature which allows you to place images with their original source linked to them. I wasn't 100% sure if I'd do a complex background for this, but either way I inserted pictures of ideas I had for Daphne's room from Pinterest. And if you don't know where to start, don't worry about it. Milano has so many built-in templates to offer which can give you a great start to your project. I'll actually be using one of these templates for this project in particular. It's their motion design storyboarding template. I didn't have anything like this back when I was making animatics, but oh my gosh, do I wish I did. This was so useful and made drawing this animatic so much easier to do and keep track of. You're able to insert pictures and write down captions on each frame, which was so helpful since I was able to keep track of what scene would be shown during specific moments of the song. I would write down the lyric on the caption and then insert a picture of the rough sketch I wanted to show for the scene. Usually starting on a project is the hardest step for me since I can't fully visualize it, but having it nicely organized in one place was really helpful when it came to seeing it all come together. Plus, I also colored each storyboard frame, just for fun. It makes it cuter anyways. Allow yourself to be as creative as you want with your board. Milano also has the option to insert links, which I used to insert the song I was using and past animatics I've done for reference. Back when I made animatics, I would either do them using flat colors or sticking to one or two main colors throughout the video, and so I put down some pictures to see which I wanted to do more. Doing this saved me a lot of time by having everything in one place so that I wouldn't have to take time to try to look for the videos. And on that same board where I had my references, I also wrote down some bits of lore to share with you guys about the context of the animatic, which I'll be going more in depth on throughout the video. Sometimes I forget about certain things I want to talk about, and so it's really helpful to quickly jot down my thoughts to look back on later. Something else that saved me a lot of time though is having Milano available on my phone. I wasn't restricted by specific devices and was able to work on my boards whenever I wanted. I genuinely had such a fun time creating my Milano boards, and it was nice having an easy way to organize my thoughts. So if you'd like to try it out too, Milano is free with no time limit, and so sign up for a free Milano account using the link in the description. Thank you so much to Milano for sponsoring this video, and now let's get back to the animatic process. So like I mentioned earlier, I'll be doing this animatic to the song Popular from Wicked. I thought it would fit perfectly with their dynamic and was so excited to see it come together. The animatic itself won't be anything too long since I'm only doing about 30 seconds of the song, but either way, I was still looking very forward to working on it. I finished the sketches in like 2 hours and was just having a lot of fun with it. The nostalgia immediately hit me. I mean, this is how I started on YouTube through animatics, so it was such a comforting feeling. However, I also got war flashbacks from it as well. I forgot how hard it was to think of what to draw for specific scenes. There were times when a certain line would come up, but I'd have no idea what to draw for it. And then there were also times when I thought I'd complete a part of the animatic, but then after placing them onto my Milano template, realized that I was missing a frame. I was able to get past that though, and once I did, things started going so smoothly. Let's talk about the lore behind the animatic now though, cause I wanna yap. If anyone doesn't know the song Popular, it's basically about trying to make someone, well, popular. Duh, it's pretty self-explanatory. We have the main singer Glinda, who's the most popular girl at their school, trying to help Elphaba, who's an outcast. I thought this song was perfect for Melanie and Daphne, since Daphne is the one who helps Melanie put up her new persona in order to fit in more. The song also has lines that shoot tiny jabs at Elphaba's character, which are more playful in the musical, but in this case, they'll be genuine jabs towards Melanie. This animatic would take place around the end of their junior year, so a few months before the main story takes place. Since they only have a year left of high school, Melanie desperately wants to fit in with the popular group of students. I mean, their life looks so perfect and everyone loves them. Who wouldn't want to join them? All Melanie wants is to be part of them in order to feel important and not like an outcast for being a jinx. And so the stars align for her when she's partnered up with Daphne's closest friend Hana for an assignment. She tells herself that she genuinely wants to befriend her, but a part of her deep down knows that she's only using her to get closer to Daphne. Hana's pretty oblivious though and actually sees a bit of herself in Melanie. She transferred to their school during her sophomore year and was also a bit of an outcast before meeting Daphne, and so she sympathizes with Melanie. Melanie never outright said that she wanted to be friends with Daphne though. She would just drop tiny hints here and there about wishing she could have a friend group like them, but it wouldn't be possible since she's nothing like them. And so it was actually Hana that suggested she and Daphne meet up since she was the one who helped Hana come out of her shell more and fit in with the other girls. That's how we get to the scene shown in the animatic. Although Daphne would have never helped out Melanie, she only agrees since it was Hana who asked her. She can tell that Melanie doesn't have the purest intentions when befriending Hana, but since she seems to like her, she agrees to help. But because of that, she won't miss the chance to poke tiny jabs at Melanie. I feel like Melanie would know that Daphne doesn't really like her, but she'd look past that since at least she's getting closer to her goal, and so she puts up with it. There's a line in the song that goes, "I'll show you what shoes to wear, how to fix your hair," which I thought was perfect since Daphne was the one who convinced Melanie to dye her hair blonde. I don't know if you can tell, but I was having a lot of fun with this. The dots were just all connecting, it was great. Doing this animatic also gave me the chance to properly draw Melanie with her natural hair color. I was also gonna give Daphne a slight redesign, but honestly, this takes place only a few months before the main story, and so I think she'd look about the same. Like I mentioned during the Millinotes section, my past animatics were colored using two different techniques. For example, my Boa Hancock video was done mainly using reds, while my Nami X Vivi video was done using flat colors. Both of these are videos I'm still really proud of, and so it was hard choosing which way I wanted to color the animatic. For one, I love the simple look of the monochromatic colors. It gives a cohesive look, plus it doesn't take as long to do. But on the other hand, I feel like using flat colors helps the characters look more recognizable, and it's also just really pretty. In the end, I went for flat colors though. The urge to color Melanie with her natural hair color was the final push I needed to decide. Something else I was debating on though was whether I wanted to draw a background or not. Most of my animatics didn't really have backgrounds since I suck at drawing them, and so I didn't know if I should do that with this one too. As you can probably see by my storyboards, I didn't include a background in them, but I did go back and make some rough sketches of them afterwards. Since most of the animatic is pretty zoomed in on the characters, you can't really see much of the background anyways, and so I guess it worked out in the end. I really wanted this to look as nice as possible since it was something I've been wanting to do for a while now, but there were times when I felt like the animatic was looking a bit boring. Let me give you an example. On the 7th shot, which has the line, "I'll show you what shoes to wear," I originally just had a drawing of Daphne with speech bubbles showing shoes, but I didn't really like that, and so I ended up switching it to a magazine instead, which I think looks nicer and helps add a bit of a scene change. I don't know, you guys can let me know if I did the right call, but I like this better. Plus, I think it feels more natural and in character for Daphne to be showing Melanie a magazine of all the shoes that are in style right now. Or maybe I'm just overthinking things. I don't know, it's been a while since I've done this, give me a break. One day I would love to make an animatic on the whole song, but for now, this is fine. I have a lot of projects to work on, and not to mention that the first day of class is creeping up on me, and so I'm trying to get as much done as I can. Either way, I hope you guys are enjoying the small lore dump. I love thinking about out of the norm prequel stuff since I get to share with you guys, which I'm always happy to do. I was actually thinking of doing a video going more in depth about each character's backgrounds, like their family members and stuff, so let me know if you'd be interested in hearing that. Getting back on topic though, after Melanie's makeover, her and Hana continue getting closer and eventually do start forming a genuine friendship. She never gets that with Daphne though. Like I mentioned earlier, Daphne knows Melanie's doing it for the status, and so she keeps her guard up around her. Melanie does try to get closer to her though after becoming friends with Hana since she always seems to talk so highly about her. Melanie doesn't see it though. I like to think that her and Hana will sometimes have conversations about Daphne, and Hana's all like, "Oh, Daphne, she's just the best, she's so sweet and always knows what to say to make me feel better." And Melanie will just have the biggest confused look on her face like, "Huh? Are we talking about the same person?" Oh my gosh, I love them. I love that Daphne has a soft spot for Hana. I think it's so cute. Damn it, why did I have to make them doomed? But actually, speaking about tropes, while drawing this, I low-key got Toxic Yuri vibes from Daphne and Melanie. Any Melodaph fans in the audience? I don't know, I love exploring ships between my characters even if they aren't canon. That has me thinking though, is there anyone you guys ship that isn't canon? Cause I remember seeing someone say that they ship Jackson and Nadine. Low-key, I can see that though. They would be very cute together. but let me know. I'd love to hear any non-canon ships you guys may have, even if they're just for fun. Going back to Melanie and Daphne's relationship though, since they never got really close before she died, that's why Melanie couldn't be much help when Damien and Nova first told her about Ghost Daphne. To everyone else, it looked like they were all super close friends with each other, but that wasn't really the case. However, Melanie can still be of help since she was close to Hana, who was close to Daphne. The problem now is trying to reach Hana. She was obviously devastated after hearing about Daphne's death, and so she completely shut herself out from everything and won't respond to anyone trying to reach out to her. And so Melanie does all she can to get to Hana, and along the way they'd become even closer than ever. And I think that's when Melanie would eventually come clean about her initial intentions for befriending her. Does this have to do with the animatic? No, but you know what? I love to yap and will use any chance I get to talk about these guys. Sorry! I love how Hana isn't even in the animatic, and yet I still found a way to talk about her. I'm keeping the Hana fans well fed. I guess I should go back to talking about the actual animatic again though. I edited it on a light motion and added a few bits of actual animation, although it isn't anything too crazy, just minor movements. I would play the complete animatic to you guys, song included, but I don't know if I'll get copyrighted or not. I am using a cover for this song since I think the voice sounds closer to what I imagine Daphne sounding like, but either way, just to be safe, I won't play it. I can't risk it. But don't worry, I'll post it separately after this video comes out where you can watch the full thing. Overall, I feel like my animatic skills have stayed pretty much the same aside from the slight art style change, but it's alright. I didn't expect to have some sort of drastic change, and I'm still really happy with the results. And so that was my animatic process along with some lore dump. I really hope you guys enjoyed and look forward to future videos I have planned. July was such a busy month for me, and so I have a lot of future videos lined up. Some OC stuff of course, but also some redesigned stuff which I hope you love. Also, thank you guys for all the birthday wishes I received. It genuinely made me so happy to see all of your kind words. And also, thank you so much for all the attacks on our fight. I was so shocked by the amount of attacks I got this year. Genuinely, I loved every single one of them and saved all of them. I tried to use as much art as I could to decorate my wallpapers. I love them all so much. And of course, don't forget to try out Milano for free using the link in my description. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. Stay safe, and as always, I hope you have a great day.